So we'd love to see what's going on here as the game started already, but nothing really big happened yet. Waiting for the production to send us in game.
All right, we are starting off on Last Refuge. Map bans, by the way, were Northern Isles being vetoed from Cash's side and Happy getting rid of Twisted Meadows, which is very unsurprising. Certainly the best orc map there. Normally, this matchup nowadays is pretty tame. There's not too much stressful stuff going on in the early and mid-game stages. Normally, it's a battle for experience and items early on, and everyone goes tier 3, and that's when the fireworks begin.
This is the first good item for Cash, that's for sure. Closet attack, sells the TP, gets a bit of heal stuff here to regen a little. Tech has already started too, and Happy starting to keep the big favorite in this tournament. When was the last tournament that Happy attended and didn't win? I can't really remember, because he wins everything he plays. From home, from Russia, from Moscow. Will he be able to do it here as well? Cash is fighting him here, doing good damage. Happy is a little stuck right there. Healing still going on. Tons of damage to this DK. Very good first attack.
And there was some really sweet Blade Master movement there as well. Finding the right click damage to put into the Death Knight and also blocking him at the same time. Yeah. Now forcing the DK to be below 250 HP.
Alright, tier 2 tech, 1/3. Next burrows are coming, so Cash, with this one maybe a little late-ish, so he can't go for more grunts at the moment. Blade Master +8 here already, stealing stuff from Happy's side of the map as he knows that the DK has to be careful now. Happy scouting coming in, can he get the skeleton last hit? No, the Trapper prevents it. Gloves of Haste, trifecta completed.
Oh baby, this Blade Master is already looking scary, and there's plenty more awesome items to pick up on this map, but also for Happy, of course, who's continuing to creep now. But this Blade Master control and movement in the early game is absolutely outstanding. The coil was too... Wait, was it too early?
I think so.
No, he did get with a DK.
Okay.
He did get, okay.
Watch awards for him as well, covering this part of the map right here. But Blade Master level 2, critical strike, good damage, good everything. Needs a little healing. So he has to wait a little bit. Second Fiend for Happy is coming, but wow, this position by Happy. So nice, this timing. But he receives a backstab. And tier 2 is still 1/4 away. No potion for him.
Yeah, that Sentry Ward really helpful up there, giving vision and detection, more importantly, against this Blade Master. Finally, more creeping being done by Happy. Is that gonna be level 2? I'm not even sure. Yeah, it's gonna be. Okay.
He's keeping the DK on level 1 for such a long time. And D-Ward. There was a lot of duration on the Sentry Ward, so the first one is detected, the second one is used defensively.
Yeah.
You can get a lot more value out of Sentry Wards.
Absolutely true. With that, tracking the movement of the Orc isn't going to be so easy anymore. And yes, the DK was slowed down, kept on level 1 for a long time, but now he's level 2. And in the meantime, the Blade Master really didn't get ahead in experience. The Orc dream is to get level 3 by the time that the second hero pops out. Then the Blade Master can be really disruptive, can go on the stalk, on the hunt, and control the map kind of and keep the undead busy. And then the second hero, Shadowhunter usually, can creep up a storm on the other side of the map. And it is indeed going to be a Shadowhunter. Anything else would be greatly surprising. Happy. No second hero, no Lich just yet, going instead for the tech and the slaughter before.
Okay.
Looks confident, I guess.
Indeed.
Doesn't feel he needs the Frost Armor so quickly.
Usually yeah, exactly. You want the Lich to protect your units, but maybe he thinks, okay, the Blade Master's not level 3, quite far away, I know that, so maybe I don't need it that much. Okay, he finds him. Windwalk. He is revealed. Can he go for another coil? He's right above the threshold.
The Grunts left behind. The Fiend goes in front to block, but the Shadow's coming in. May be able to return some damage here.
Coil on that Fiend. Wants to get it, but only 2 grunts that he can really use here. Poison was on them, so that's why they're low. Blade Master comes back into this. Coil arrives in time, but only level 1. Hex lasts forever, and Cash gets the next kill.
A bit of overconfidence perhaps by Happy, moving out so aggressively and contesting against the Orc when obviously he knows that this is going to be very late, and it's extremely unlikely that the Shadow Hunter would be as well. So he loses that Fiend, and all of his mana. That is painful. By no means the end of the game or whatever, but that is now a decent lead for Cash.
I think so too. This is going way better for the mTw player than we all expected, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's an early game lead, you know. It puts him in a good position, but it's not like this by itself wins him the game. He's up a unit, he's up some mana points, and a bit of experience. As finally Happy continues creeping up on the laboratory, still has the detection there from the sentry ward, and this will not be contested. Skeleton scouting, sees the Orc's movement, knows he's safe, and finds as the item the Ankh, which can be good to protect your heroes, but certainly not what you were hoping for at this camp.
But this is also not Happy's strongest phase in the game. We all know that he has one of the best micros in the world. We've seen games that he turned around just by his control. Nice steal by Cash, going for the block, but should be able to get out immediately. What Happy does in late game fights with his DK and Lich control is absolutely outstanding.
Yep.
Like, there's no one coming close to what we've seen. Maybe 1-2-0 on a good day.
Yeah, Happy is like as close to perfect micro as I've ever seen. It's not just that though, I also think his decision making usually, and especially the army composition, seems to be working out for him most of the time. But yeah, this early game was by no means good. Level 2 DK, level 1 Lich, by the time you reach tier 3, that's not what you want. But that being said, he did go for a very quick tier 3, and now with the orb, the creep speed is really picking up. Shadow Hunter, though, is all in the meanwhile keeping up his creeping as well, getting very close now to level 3.
And he has another claw. Happy is going for the consumable, getting... What did he get? Ah, the big invul potion. That's nice. Yeah, one more camp is level 3, and that's what you want. TC is in production as well as tier 3 is done. War Mill for the Kodo is there, but not the upgrade yet, so only the normal battle drums. Happy is on tier 3 as well. We see the Orb Destroyer upgrade is finished. And from the Tavern, what do we get? Dark Ranger, Pit Lord. What's it gonna be? Doesn't have the resources at the moment. Needs to wait a little bit.
In China we see a lot of Dreadlord, and now Lucifer again picking up the Pit Lord, but Happy is sticking with the tried and true Dark Ranger. Cash moving in, only level 2 on the Blade Master, but the Shadow is strong on level 3. And trying to find the perfect connection with the Stomp, but there is a silence early on the TC, getting focused pretty heavily here. There is Coil Nova. Oh wait, but only level 1 Coil. This DK is still not where he wants to be. Neither is the TC, I guess. In the middle of everything, the level 1 hero will be taken out. The heal wave is not in time, but one Fiend devoured, another one killed off. This may still be a decent fight for Cash.
That was the last heal wave here. He can't stay in there forever. Chasing this Fiend now, thanks to Frost Armor, doesn't really do too much. And with the statue, of course, there's so much. And here we see a good body block by Happy. Wow, it's absolutely perfect how he does this. Now the Purge comes in like, leave my buddy alone! And he does, but then from range, he operates with a coil, level 2 coil now. And in the end, Happy still with a good fight. That block just shows what he's capable of.
And after that engagement, this is also very important to keep in mind always, the mana state. He's somehow full mana on everything.
Yes.
He didn't use too many spells, I guess.
He used like 2 Frost Armors and like 1 coil or something.
And the Blade Master, who had this good start, is still at level 3. You really want to have him here at this stage in the game. Seems like Happy is fighting back. He was at a bit of a disadvantage, perhaps more than just a little disadvantage, but he's certainly back in this game now. 50 versus 50 supply. 2
invul potions for him as well. His heroes should be safe. On the other side, the TC is back. Shadow Hunter still carries 2 claws. Can discuss if it would be better on the Blade Master, who's basically naked, like no potions at all. We have a Banshee House for Happy. This is what we always look for to get damage mitigation.
He went for Destroyer form upgrade as well, but no Destroyers just yet. Oftentimes Happy will only go for the Destroyer in the absolute utmost emergency. When the Orc is going for a hero focus with Hex and Stomp, then at the last moment only going for the Destroyers, who of course aren't really good fighters, as pretty much all Magic Immune units. Happy contesting very aggressively now. Cash does not want to let this go unpunished. He's going in with a Skull of Speed and Snare. Both of them used on one statue. Bit of a mistake. TC once again has to run away. Couldn't go for the Stomp. He was silenced and now he's super low HP again. Kodo goes forward, gets the Devour of one more time. He gets at least 1 Stomp out, but that's it. It's only on the 2 heroes, not on the Fiends. Lich though, low mana now, no more Nova to use. Backstab followed by a Purge. That's the kill on the Fiend. And finally, level 3 on this.
That took seemingly forever. This time the heal wave arrives in time. This time the DK can't block anything, but maybe another coil is another kill. No, he's aiming for that Ogre actually to steal it and get the consumable. Blade Master comes in though. Happy gets it, helps though. 2 units, super hurt for Cash. But Happy is down in supply.
Dark Ranger now hit level 2. She didn't really creep anything. This is all Orc kills, and now more coils raining in. We have skeletons coming in. We have a level 3 Lich suddenly. Happy is taking this lead. TC is back, but this has been one of the most underwhelming TCs we've seen in a while.
Absolutely. What did he do? 2 stuns, and the one got the DK, but nothing else. Happy's silences are off the charts, man. We do have a Torrent Totem already, so Cash's transition is in time. He's gonna get Dispel soon. He's a lot more tanky now. Happy has the Dispel ready against the Spirit Link, of course, but on the other side, there's gonna be Dispel against the Curse. So both start to counter each other. Happy still not breaking upkeep. Cash sits at 50 as well. Dangerous move now. Did he see the movement? It's Knight, so rather not. No expansion attempt by Cash thus far. Not a single tower, nothing. But guess what? He started the Ogre Lord, and there is Happy.
Ooh, if their silence had been just a second quicker, that could have been his kill on the Shadow Hunter. But item goes towards the Orc, but I think the experience may have gone to Happy.
Yeah.
Tower isn't up here yet. Dark Ranger getting focused. That was a good stomp now, finally. Can he get the damage? Can he get the kill? He's following up with the Hex against the DK as well. He gets that kill with the critical strike. No silence there, or no miss rather. And now the destroyers are coming in, because against the Spirit League you want to have to dispel, obviously. But finally, Cash is finding a good fight. And this might be his engagement to take, but Happy is staying in this.
And he kills another Grunt. He kills yet another Grunt. This Raider is looking bad. Blade Master gets rid of this Destroyer. But so he can use Spirit Link now, finally. Dispel is not ready yet. Focus Fire, the Kodo Beast survives, has a full feed in. But more Raiders are falling. Level 4 for the DK. Coils and TP's out. And Nova would secure the kill, but there's no mana. So the Fiend stays in the belly, and this one dies as well.
Well done.
Plus the tower is up. Man, this was a pretty nice escape by Cash from this creep jag.
Yeah. Good job there by him fighting back. When it came to the late game fights, Happy had the upper hand here in this entire game so far, but that finally was turned around here.
Happy is producing 13 supply. He has 2 heroes and 3 banshees. That's it. And Cash is making like small steps towards an expansion. Of course, he's producing a lot as well. This time he didn't forget his hero. Actually, he is not producing anything. It's just the Adept upgrade.
Yeah. He feels that he's far enough ahead for the Tiny Great Hall. This is what Orcs oftentimes do in this matchup. It's even all the way through, and then you win one fight, you get one advantage, and it's Tiny Expo time. And here comes that Tiny Great Hall. Get the economy rolling in earnest for Cash. And now he's got really good hero levels as well. Level 4 on the Shadow Hunter.
And the Sobi Mask on the
yeah.
SH. That is such a big upgrade to get mana. Happy. It's not too much left on his side of the map. He got Boots of Kel'Thas from the Mercenary Camp. Also not the best one. Skeletons are coming in more and more from the Dark Ranger. Blade Master scouts this here. Oh, uses... Okay, wakes up the Magi, so he uses Bloodlust on the Ogre Lord, which makes creeping this a little harder. Okay, Purge gone now, but no end snares. This red spot will go to Happy then.
Oh, the Blade Master would love to steal this. He does have Spirit Link now. He's really tanky. No destroyers just yet. Takes out one Banshee immediately. But Cash still unwilling to commit fully south.
53 supply. The expansion made sure that he can go into upkeep. Happy is following with an expansion, but of course it's going to take some time.
Happy pretty light on the Fiends here. Not too much damage. Kolinova, of course, can always be relied upon, but not too much piercing damage from those Fiends in the back. DK in the front, tanking against everything, but he has a very sturdy inventory. Getting ensnared now. Is he looking for the hero focus? Silence on the TC. No stomp from him. Death Knight's dropping lower still. Healthstone used, but still ensnared. Still getting focused. Raiders waiting for their ensnares to cool down. Here comes the stomp, but he dodges it with the invulnerability.
Oh my god, that timing on the invul was absolutely perfect. Blade Master still on the rampage here, needs a coil, but he's stunned. The Destroyer still survives. Blade Master could be in trouble, needs the invul as well. Gets rid of the statue, so no more regen. And the Death Destroyer is about to fall as well. Coil again. How does he heal up this Blade Master now?
More Spirit Link coming in. One more heal wave is there, but that may be the last one. Cash has to be careful here. There's a lot of army standing, but the Blade Master is in trouble. Getting dispelled against the Spirit Link, but instant Spirit Link again right after. Very well done by Cash.
So much damage here from these Berserkers. Not against the Fiends, basically, but against everything else. Destroyer is still up. Great micro by Happy there, but if he loses like 2-3 units... Oh, level 4 on the Blade. You know what that means. Critical strike or a better wind walk. We don't see it here, but next kill. Cash is playing out of his mind right now. Expo in the back, more and more and more kills. Now he has the endurance aura, more movement speed, more attack speed. So valuable for the Blade Master and the Headhunters alike. And now free reign over this Expo. Can he tear it down in time?
Doesn't have too much siege damage here, only 2 raiders, but it's enough to force an unsummon. Happy feels he cannot save the second base of his.
Unbelievable. Cash is so far in the lead here. It's an 18 supply difference, plus the Expo running for the Orc. TC close to level 3, Shadowhunter 4-5. Happy is only getting this rat spot. There's no item here, it's just experience. And in the meantime, Cash is getting the next rat spot. It's unbelievable. And to Django, of course, one for the shop, as the aura was provided by the TC already. But that's good money. And Happy with this item would have been Lamborghini Undead.
Yeah. And the super late game once again seeming to be a very comfortable position in the game for the Orc. You're at 70 supply, you have mass piercing damage now with Berserkers. Actually, Cash is pretty heavy on the Raiders. Usually we see them being produced less so in the later stages. It's a lot about Berserkers and Walkers, actually. Because, of course, Walkers, not so good against Destroyers, but you have to counter 2 Destroyers with those Headhunters. But let's go to the next fight.
Yeah, I love that Cash is placing a shop here. So much mana for the Shadowhunter, who's using the Clarity here already, and has a potion, and the Zombie Mask. That's just so much! Keep the Blade Master alive, and it should be it here. Nice stun into basically everything. The Banshees don't do much here, really. Blade Master is in focus too, needs the invo. No mistake there, otherwise he's losing it, but my god, the Destroyer is gone. Happy calls for the GG, and the next upset is real. Cash 1, Happy 0. The reign of mTw continues here in Berlin.
Absolutely. Super well played by Cash.
Yeah.
Getting ahead just slightly in the early game puts him in a good position. Happy actually fights his way back, but it took just one mistake by Happy. It doesn't happen often, but even Happy makes mistakes. And how Cash realizes his opportunity, he's like, oh, the Dark Ranger is far forward. She's too far forward. And gets that hero kill. And making use of one of the Orc late game strengths is when you're ahead once, go for the tiny that can cement your win in a game like that.
That was the perfect timing, I think. He wasn't rushing it, like for example Lin does it oftentimes. He had a good fight, and then okay, I'm at around 50, I'm not producing too much, I got my upgrades, so what's next? So he built a very, very solid foundation on which he built that expansion, and that won him the game in the end to have that more mana, but also, as he said, really good execution, good Blade Master movement, good distraction. There we see Happy, man. That was not to be expected. Many people thought he would go through this tournament without a map loss, but we have it right away. Cash, the next mTw surprise. We're getting ready. It's Echo Isles.
And that also should do wonders for his confidence, right? I feel like in the mid game there, last game, Cash was looking a little timid. Was like not sure how to engage sometimes, but now he has proven to himself and to everyone else that he can absolutely take maps and possibly this series off of Happy.
That is pretty crazy, man. Cash's result is really bad against Happy, of course. But in the last show match, he actually won a map for the first time in forever. And now he's even taking the lead.
Of course, still plenty of maps to go here. This is a best of 5. This is far from over. Happy again going for the Ted Fiend build order. Something he refused to do for the longest time. We saw this in China already, turning into the primary, the most common build in this matchup. But in Europe still, Fast Fiends was more the go-to build. Among them Happy, and of course, you know, what Happy does, everybody else copies in Europe, kind of. But now also going with the more modern, fast, DK late Fiends that gives you the advantage of a faster attack and the hero being out right away to contest on the map and to keep tabs on the Blade Master. But is going to make creeping for a long time a little bit more difficult, as you're going to be relying on skeletons only for a long time.
True. There is plenty of stuff to creep here though, and WFZ showed us that you can creep the middle even with only skeletons, or even without skeletons if the items align perfectly. On Cash's side, it's of course a Blade Master. There's 10 claws on this map and 1 shop only. Claws are good for a Blade Master, alongside gloves and circles of course. And having Windwalk, having this massive movement speed, gives you usually reign over the shop. And that means you have the invul potions, you have the heal scrolls.
Yeah. As is always the case on Echo Isles, mid-game map control is going to be very important. Meaning that you're supposed to be in a decent position in the game, that you can move out on the map, because there's only 1 shop and the items in there are important. The heal scroll actually in this matchup not so much, but the invul is essential. There, I guess, the Orc has a bit of an advantage. The Blade Master can just go there by himself, but both players will want to grab up that item, especially the Orc.
Claws of attack for the Death Knight already. Happy. In the show matches recently, he wasn't like the perfect monster that we are used to seeing. He almost lost to Thorzane, he almost lost to Foggy. Also in the first qualifier for this very tournament, it was a very, very close call that he made it through the first one.
Are under attack.
Against Foggy there.
Yep,
There
that's
are
true.
cracks in the shield at the moment.
And we saw that again, didn't we? This was not a perfect last game. By no means bad, but not completely perfect. Blade Master here is ignoring the DK for the beginning of this game. So is the Death Knight, I guess. Busy just creeping up the little camps next to his main. That's level 2. That is very important to pick up early. Blade Master with the next permanent item. The DK just a smidge too late here to come in for the steal. Blade Master gets the item and the ring.
Again, big experience stolen. Of course, a lot of time as well, as you have to run over basically across the entire map, but Echo Isles is mirrored, so whatever you take from your opponent's side of the map, you have to make a lot of effort to get that back. Blade Master still hanging around. No dust. There could be another steal here, or just experience from the skeletons. That's one.
Got 2 right there. 1 more Trapper, and that should be his level up.
Yep. Focuses hard on these skeletons. I kind of like it.
Yep.
It's easy to kill. Lack of damage then for the undead, and also lack of tanking.
Yeah, they do add up. And on level 1, you know, it's only 200 experience for the level up, so every little thing matters. This is the way this matchup and in general Warcraft seems to be currently. It's pretty tech intensive. You're not going to win the game in the early game. It's about accruing little advantages, getting experience, getting items. And
Except
so far,
if you play against Infi.
well, but he's not in this tournament now, is he?
Correct.
Blade Master trying to go for the Ogre Magi. DK wants to prevent this. The marketplace blocks the vision, by the way, so you can't really see through the place towards the back. You have to kind of go on the side.
Blade Master got another claw here, by the way, from the marketplace. Little investment at the beginning of tier 2.
And with that, the Shadow Hunter is coming. Happy is again going for the same build with Halls of the with tier 3 and Slaughterhouse before the Lich, despite what it cost him in the last game.
Yeah, 3 grunts here. One of them is hurt. Still decent damage. Cash is not really in problems at all. He wants to reach tier 3 before the first big fight. So these little skirmishes, yes, he's losing HP, but that's okay because you have heal selves. Boom, you get 400 HP back, then you're almost full. That's fine. And the Death Knight still has to wait for his statues. In the main, you see exactly what Remo mentioned before. Tier 3 Slaughterhouse, no Lich yet, and that was a 1 skirmish by Cash. And with that, he gets the Maytag.
And the Acolyte was still alive, had to be sacrificed there against the creep, so finally the Lich can come up. But that's a full minute behind the Shadow Hunter. Who's out now, who can go for heal selves, who can start creeping. As the Blade Master finally reaches level 2. Once again, a little late with this. The wand and the ring that he found, not his favorite items he would have chosen. But
I kind of like the Wind of Mana stealing on a TC against a DK later on. If you can save it for later.
yeah,
It would be nice.
200 gold also is a lot of money though. It's going to speed up everything you want to go for the 50 supply army that you want to have perfectly assembled for when tier 3 is ready in earnest on both sides. But he's going to keep the items. Skeleton scouting here, once again, very well done by Happy. quite a bit of economic damage, canceling the heal cells over and over. Would love to get the Ogre Mauler, but that's not allowed.
Ooh, and Sentry Wards. This is going to be so good when he sets up an expansion just to scout when Happy is coming for the very late game.
Yeah.
But so far, Cash is getting a lot more out of this map. He got the bottom left, he got the shop at the 6 o'clock, he got the big item at the 12 o'clock. This Lich is going to be a beast though.
Oh yeah, double claws already. And Happy has shown that he likes making use of the marketplace as well here. Very good on the Lich. Not even too bad on the Dark Ranger.
Correct, but of course you prefer it on the Lich, as the synergy with the Orb of Corruption is just so good. Shadowhunter is level 2, heal wave unlocked, and Happy is still waiting for the tier 3. Oh no, it's ready now. Did the DK get the orb? Yes, he did. On the other side, tier 3 a little behind.
Happy moving across the map here pretty aggressively. No level 3 DK, no level 2 Lich, no Invul, no third hero, no statue.
Ooh, he intercepts the Shadowhunter though, but no Nova, can't slow him down. Wants to get revenge for these experience steals here, and now has the statue, getting more and more comfortable in this game at only 36 supply. Shadowhunter finds his way up to level 3 as well.
Oh my god, this Lich.
Whoa!
Oh, holy.
Plus 23! Ooh. And he still has the mercenary camp on both sides.
I'm really surprised Cash didn't go for the Invul yet. He's so rich! Oh, I hope he doesn't go for the tiny Great Hall play here. That would be extremely greedy. That would be so greedy.
Not really, no.
No TC yet, by the way.
True, very... Okay, he just finished tier 3. Did he focus something before? He got the orb immediately. Now should be the TC in a second.
DK makes it to the shop. He's going to grab up the Invul. The Blade Master is not going to have one for a very long time. It's going to make it hard for him to really get into the thick of things should it come to a battle. But now Creepjack is presenting itself as Cash is moving in. The statue is already ensnared. Actually wears off the next ensnare coming in onto the Fiend. You really want to take out the statue if you can. But the Blade Master has the Purge Orb with the Orb of Lightning. And in we go. Raider being Novad and focus fired right away. But the Fiend may be the trade. We have the Purges and the crits coming in from the Blade Master, and with the Ensnare, that is enough for the kill. Takes that one out and going for the statue right after the heal wave, being very helpful right here. One of Mansealing coming in as well. Both players are trading units at level 3 now for the DK. That's the big level.
Indeed, but there's one more heal wave on that side. There we go, saving another Raider with it. Cash getting most likely another Fiend, or switching the target now to the statue, I guess. So far the focus fire was good. Does he want to use the backstab? Oh, the coil! The Fiend shot! Ooh. 25!
Makes it away just barely. Saves the Raider as well. There's no thrill of speed here to run away for Cash, but it's fine. He got away with a black eye right there.
Indeed, limping away from this scenario. Now the TC is ready, plus the Kodo is coming, and the Headhunter upgrade. Big steps forward for Cash, who survived this fight. What's coming? Temple of the Dam for Happy again. Another statue. That first statue loss was big. And here we have another fight. No tier 3 hero for Happy. Now the Dark Ranger is out. Should he really engage? With the Blade Master this hurt? With the Shadowhunter down to 90 mana?
Shadow and Blade on 2-2 levels is not where he wants to be at all.
Oh, Kodo getting caught as well. Maybe investing in Nova. Ah, he doesn't have the mana at the moment. But soon.
Yeah, this Lich is a beast, man. Late game advantage for the Undead. Lich doesn't need level 3. Shadowhunter does. Was that a little too bloodthirsty by Cash? Seeing the creep camp there being attempted, being taken rather, by Happy. He wanted to go in for that Creepjack. Make use of those ensnares from the Murlocs. But the level 2 Shadow there.
Still the 2 biggest, out of 4 biggest items on this map are still up for grabs at the Merc camps and at the Turtles in the bottom right. So Cash is the first to get it. Happy is not interested in creeping at all. He is all out aggression.
Yeah, he would have loved to force a fight before those 2 big level ups, because level 3 Shadow and Blade will be achieved here in just a moment, and the Pendant of Energy.
The dream for the Shadowhunter, level 3 as well. Is he in a fighting position? I doubt it. No TP on him.
Silence on the TC. The focus goes towards the Kodo, but the scroll of speed was still there. Saves that Kodo Beast. Berserker just purchased, has already been taken out. First Fiend will be the prize though for Cash as he takes out one of those backline units from the Undead. Statues have to be microed. Cash aiming for those next heal wave coming in. You can see the difference. The level 2 in the heal wave, so much better now. Next ensnare flying. Obsidian statue number 1 taken out. The second one hurt right next to it. Blade Master though has to be careful. Remember, he doesn't have an invul. He's got a heal potion. However, there's one Coil Nova available on Happy's side. Massive stomp coming in towards the Fiends and the Lich. And Cash is once again turning this game around, perhaps.
If his Blade Master survives, which is in jeopardy, the hacks of the Shadow Hunter. Perfect timing. Blade Master makes it out. But what is an Orc army without the damage? Well, he can stun pretty well here. So the last Fiend falls. Happy is down to only his heroes. Playing Dota again. Blade Master is back. No potion still. Is a hero focus possible? He does have a coil, but no Nova. The coil is gone as well. Shadow Hunter hurt. Blade Master hurt. Reinforcements coming super fast for Cash, obviously, as he's fighting close to his base. Happy is down 10 supply.
Falling back. The Kodo Beast is right there, and he sees it as well. That's the big loss. That's going to be 4 supply gone. Just like that. But the Blade Master's healing up. The Clarity is running. Cash, of course, making use of that shop right there. Pendant of Energy on the TC, not on the Shadow. Perhaps he's going to give it over later once he's regen more mana. There's one invul available in the shop. Blade Master would love to grab it up, but actually doesn't go there. DK makes it first and picks up the item.
Again, indeed. It was, of course, money that doesn't go into the army. So Cash is starting to build like a 10 supply lead in this. More walkers. And there's no destroyer anymore. Like, he lost that
Happy's
one.
starting to transition to something else.
Oh, ghouls!
Frenzy Ghouls, late game.
Whoa, okay.
We have seen this from him. He's kind of the only guy in the world who does this. Late game Frenzy Ghoul transition against Orc. Really good against Headhunters and Raiders, and also Heroes. If the TC should reach level 3, he's a very good answer to this. But this is Echo Isles. This is a small map. It's not going to be easy for the big cow man to get there. However, Cash now is solo creeping his 3rd hero. Getting closer with that.
I like that move. Takes a little longer for sure as the Blade Master's not dealing the damage. But should be fine. And the item can be great. He was certainly okay with his items here. Ring of Regen for Happy. Doesn't do that much. Does a lot in the early game, but in the late you have statues anyway, so that's fun for the shop too. And it's Tiny Great Hall time again. The timing again, very good, I think. Happy is 10 supply down. Oh, Happy is expanding as well.
Up slightly in supply. The last game I think was very understandable by Cash. It was obvious that he had quite the advantage. This game doesn't feel like that big of an advantage.
How fast he scouts this again.
Yeah, sees it
So
right away.
sick. So an attack now for Happy. He does have the items, right? He has 2 invuls. That's nice. That's really nice, actually. Does he get the 3rd? No, it's on cooldown.
It's kind of cool how he scared the Blade Master away. The silence, of course, wasn't going to kill the Blade, but maybe it scares him to run away from the invul. I guess in the end the invul wasn't ready anyways, but just to have it in case.
Dispel is done in a bit. Looking forward to it. There you see it.
Oh, Cash. It doesn't look like he's ready. Not even at 50 supply yet, and in we go. First Ghoul getting taken out immediately, of course, but the TC in Focus Fire next. Low HP already has to make it to the backline. He was silenced, couldn't go for a stomp there, and the medium armor units are dying very quickly. Raider taken out, but now the TC stomp is ready, and here we go by getting focused right after. Heal Wave was already used. With a coil, he might be in danger, but once again, saved to the back, just barely. Here comes the coil, though. He sees him through the nighttime and takes out that 3rd hero. Level 4 now for the DK, and those Berserkers, once the ghouls are on top of him, are dying like flies, and now Happy seems to be taking this fight in Storm.
There is another statue falling. Can he start a comeback? It's supply-wise it's equal, but grunts are falling. Heroes leveling up. He can't do enough damage anymore, and of course the TC is gone for the disabled, so there's always coils as long as he has mana. Reveal being used. 1 tower is up. The skeleton is attacking these peons, but Cash gets extra income and is close to his base. So reinforcement should be coming in soon, but another nuke takes out the Raider. That's the last one. No control anymore. He wants this Fiend before the ensnare wears off. No coil just yet, and the heal wave was in time as well. How long can Cash hold on to this? Happy has an expansion in the back as well. He doesn't have to win the fight here. He can just comfortably fall back.
Barely any army standing here for Happy, but he does have those heroes on 4-3-3.
Perch.
Especially that Lich, which is such a monster. Destroyer taken out, but does that really matter too much? I'm not so sure. Frost Armor coming in again. Blade Master missing a lot. Here comes the crit. But he's low HP. Has to fall back. Not a single invul this entire game for Cash. But still, he kept it close.
Not a single one used for Happy, right? He always keeps his units healthy. Critical Strike takes care of the next Banshee. Level 4 here, but the nuke should be imminent.
One more heal wave for the Shadow in a second. He's got the mana now. He's gonna have to use it, but even then, can the Blade Master go in? He does have Spirit Link still, but now there's a new statue. Could be morphed into a Destroyer, and these peons are totally exposed.
Yeah, they're toast, man. You can't do anything. The Lich Gatling gun is rapidly firing at him. He's still at 50 though, but the mining has stopped, and Happy is only mining with 3, so that was all a little delayed. Does he have the damage for the Great Hall, or can Cash interfere this? The ghouls and the statues. There is so much normal damage.
He has to go in. He has to contest this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this game is certainly lost. But the Blade Master isn't really in fighting shape. He's low HP already. Destroyer coming in, dispelling against the Spirit Link. TC finally back now. He's got one stomp. It has to be a big one. Lining it up.
Where is it? We don't see the silence, but everything is well split for Happy. The Blade Master is dying here. Was revealed. The Lich is getting another kill. And this has to be it. The damage is completely gone. Level 4 on the Lich. This is insanity now. He can basically do this on his own. He's aiming for the hero kill, but I think he can just buy the Lich back. For the Terror, he's going for the Shadow Hunter, and he falls as well. A TC on his own. Happy slaps back 1-1.
All right, but that game again was pretty intense. Could have gone either way. And in this game, Happy doesn't lose to his overextension. But there was a bit of an overextension, right?
Yep.
He wanted to keep on the pressure. He didn't want to let him creep, but it was a little too late. Suddenly there was 3-3 heroes on Cash's side, and Happy, he could have waited a minute for 2 Banshees. 2 Banshees make a massive difference, but he didn't want to back down. He was staying in there, and it seemed like almost lost the game right there.
Do you think the expansion was the wrong call at that time by Cash?
I think Happy would have gone for an Expo regardless. Like, even if there was no expansion from the Orc side. So, I guess Cash had to expand as well.
Or he
I'm not sure.
storms him in. Yeah, Cash tipping his head, Happy scratching his head as well. What's next? Turner Stand is next. And here you see them in the mTw studio. Oh boy, this series is way closer than expected. Our next map, as I said, Turner Stand, who's gonna take the lead, and the match points. Happy, Cash, map 3.
This used to be considered a very strong Orc map, certainly Orc favored, but Turner Stand has experienced quite a few revisions and is looking very different nowadays than it used to, and I think a lot more playable for undeads nowadays. I actually think it's pretty balanced. Don't really know that it's favored either way. It is extremely good for expansions. These bridges with the narrow gaps they create are a natural funnel, and with that a defensive help for you if you do go for that natural. And that is usually what Orcs aim for in the late game. Perhaps Cash could even try to get away with a greedy early Tiny Great Hall even without an advantage in the late game stages.
This position calls for it a little. Last time also, like last game, he went Great Hall before towers, so it wasn't defended at all, or also the shop was missing, so maybe a potion would have helped. So Blade again, DK again, DK again.
I think the goal, if you're the Orc in this matchup nowadays, should be draw it out late as much as you can. Go triple hero, get hero levels, they're really strong, obviously. But also, the super late game, Spirit Link plus Headhunters is very strong against Undead. I haven't seen a good answer to that yet. So, you know where you want to be. You want to be super late game on 2 bases, 70 supply, something like that. But how do you get there?
Yeah.
That's the difficult part. Like, everybody can tell you that's where you want to be, but how do you get there?
Let's see, I mean, you just, yeah, what do you do, really? Frost Armor stops you from early aggression. Banshees kind of stop you from early late aggression.
The Banshees kind of...
It's a stop sign. Like
It's like the 50 to 60 supply king, I almost want to say. The queens, though, in that case. But as it draws later, you get the walkers, you get the Spirit Link, and the Dispel.
It's a big investment, costs a lot of time, so yeah, you should. Maybe you have to cause some distractions all over the map to make sure your expansion works.
I feel like perhaps Cash could try to look for those little windows before the power-ups are being hit. For example, maybe if you can find a fight against the Lich before level 2. Or maybe if you can find a fight shortly before the Banshee start coming in, which is what he was able to do on Echo Isles, for example, having a good fight right there. But, yeah.
First blood drawn. Happy's trying to get some experience here in the middle, but that's so hard. He's slowed down now. Can he get blocked for more hits? No, but he lost a good 200 HP here for ridiculous 20 XP. This is not what you want.
He's slowing down both players' creepings, and I think that's okay for the DK though. He's only gonna start ramping up the creep speed once he's getting Fiends, and that takes a while, you know. Cash already has a grunt out. With that, you can creep pretty well here on Terranos. There's plenty of creeps with medium armor, whereas Happy's first Fiend is only coming out now, and you only can creep really quickly once you have like 3 Fiends. So both players being slowed down here. Should be good for Happy, I guess. But of course, it's about those claws. Blade Master would love to pick him up. First time we're seeing this year, both players prioritizing over one camp and not letting the other get it for free at all.
Absolutely, it's a little ring around the rosy play here. Cash is trying it again, applying the frost armor once more. Lots of burrows finished, so it's grunt production time for Cash. Still trying to block, doesn't find too much success though. In the meantime, Happy is 2/3 across this tech. Next Fiend. He's gearing up, and yeah, you said it, you can creep so fast.
What's also really nice for this, for Happy, is when the Orc hits tier 2, at some point he wants to start solo creeping with the Shadow Hunter.
Yeah.
For the Undead, not really. Like, the DK and the Lich are pretty much always going to be together. The Blade Master wants to be level 3 at one point and roam around solo. But with how much he's slowed down now, it's going to be extremely hard to pull off. So unusual.
It is.
There's kind of nothing happening.
Is there maybe a time for a combined push with Blade Master and Shadow Hunter into Happy's, like close to Happy's base, when he starts creeping?
When the Shadow comes out, he's going to get map control, and with that, finally he's going to be able to creep at least. Perhaps if he's lucky, take out a Fiend.
We've seen this from Focus versus Lucifer 2 days ago in the mTw show match, where Focus was storming into Lucifer's base with hacks and got a lot of kills, but
if there's Lich though with frost armor, it's gonna be very hard to make work. And Happy is switching up his build order now. He's going Lich before the Slaughterhouse. Here comes the Slaughter now, but yeah, Lich before that. Skipping on the 3rd Fiend instead. Happy only on 2 Fiends so far.
Against 3 grunts. He got a little bit of experience on the blade, but nothing really. Like, this is one of the slowest early games we've seen across the entire tournament so far.
Oh, 4 units around, almost.
Not working, not working.
Oh, that was very close though.
Now he has to send 1 grunt away because he's hurt.
Oh, and he doesn't even have heal cells, right? Shop is in the base, he hasn't been there.
True.
So he can't hit up those grunts.
The entire game.
Yeah. How do you like those archers, Neo? Neo's not a fan of the archers next to the tavern, guys.
These are bad. Hopefully they will get rid of it. So, finally some experience, finally some items, and he starts off nicely with the circlet and the claw. But this is the Lich out, this is frost armor, and this is like the start signal for Happy.
Yeah.
Creeping now, claw again.
And he can pass the rod between the 2 heroes, so he can spam the skeletons with the Fiends. More and more coming in now. The creep speed is pretty high. And is Cash actually going to be aggressive here with 2 level 1 heroes? Or maybe he's just trying to steal the Merc camp. That would be a pretty cool approach. But skeletons are being sent out. He is scouting for this. Sees the Shadow.
But the Windwalk is about to run out, so he uses the backstab on the DK to keep him lower while
This is some
exposing
old
himself.
school play.
Oh, speed scroll. This is an early ambush, and Happy is not really prepared for it, I think.
And he should get 1 Fiend here, right?
Another coil soon.
Almost denied. That was so close.
It was level 2 and a lot of damage on that Lich. Needs to keep him alive. You need the frost armor to stay alive.
Okay, that kill was nice. Taking out a Fiend is always good. But it's more than just a kill. It's also time. Lots of time that you're investing. And the Shadow Hunter is still only level 1.
Yeah.
He needs to find more here, I think.
And he uses the next hex. Uses a lot of mana. Can't go into heal wave, of course. Is he really going for the DK now? Or Lich maybe? The first 4 units around didn't work. This one sticks. Needs a hex against the DK. Otherwise, there's a coil. There was a coil. Is there one more? He needs it, man. Where's the next hex? There we go. Perfectly in time. Happy is losing the Lich, and Frost Armor is the Death Knight next in line. Of course, he has a TP, so Cash decides to go for the army to get more experience. And there is one more coil. Yes, there is, but the Fiend dies.
Happy didn't even try to pass the TP. That could have been an easy not easy, maybe he wouldn't have had the range, but he didn't even try for it.
And Invul Potion for Cash now. Getting revenge for all the shop control that Cash, that Happy had on Echo Owls.
Yeah. And this is
Great
now quite a few
position.
kills. He got 2 Fiends and the Lich.
Yeah.
And did he lose anything? I don't think so,
I don't
right?
think so either. He sent one grunt back or something, but that's about it. Destroyer upgrade coming. How far along is Cash? He didn't forget about anything. Macro is on, or seems to be on point. TC, Beastery, Kodo, everything.
A player's forces are
I called it, man. Early aggression with the SH.
Didn't think that was gonna work, to be honest with you.
You never believe in what I say.
But okay, Neo, you're right. You're a great wizard of commentary. But if he had given over the TP to the Lich, he would have saved the Lich and would have saved the Fiend, and then it would have only been 1 Fiend kill, and that would not have been good enough.
You know what's good enough? This Pendant of Energy for the SH. Again, first map, Zoe Mask. Second map, Pendant of Energy. Third map, Pendant of Energy. Cash is not unlucky here today, that's for sure.
And there it is, Tiny Great Hall time again. Cash finds his advantage somewhere in the game, and the Tiny Great Hall is supposed to give him the win.
But he's still on low levels. He's 2-2-1 and 3 heroes soaking up the experience now. Yes, of course, there's a lot on the map. The shop, the mercenary camp, the laboratory, the renegades, everything. Happy is actually a little faster with stuff here, as he has the Orb of Corruption. And again, the Dark Ranger. No Pit Lord at all. Needs to see you wave here against the Sasquatch. But okay, this will give him a lot of experience. And all the necessary doubles? Oh no. Not at all. Banshee House coming. Usually, Cash was very fast in going the totem as well. At the moment, he can't afford it. He needs to go reinforce defenses. Troll Headhunters doesn't have the upgrade. Army is not at 50 supply. Kodo upgrade is not done. This is a very early expansion. I don't know if that's the right time.
I think he has the time, though. He bought a lot of time for himself in the early game and is now going for the good old Raider run by. Something we don't see so much anymore. He's even got the TP here to be safe. He just wants to buy more time for this expansion of his.
Rare indeed. Scourge Bone Chimes in this matchup for the Undead, absolutely unnecessary, but the Wand of the Wind
Oh yeah.
can prevent heal waves or TPs or stuns or whatever. Another disable. Always good for Undead.
TP coming in, speed scroll to run away, gets the TP out of the undead, and oh, Cyclone though coming in. He wasn't thinking of this one. It's pretty rare, of course. TP being used here by Cash. Doesn't want to throw away his lead here that he has. Isn't going to risk anything. Says goodbye.
Yeah.
After that little run.
He can't afford it. A big balance issue here between gold and lumber. So usually as Orc late game you don't need that much lumber anymore, but if he wants to do something against the Banshees now, he needs the totem and he needs the upgrade, and both of it cost quite a bit.
Yep. The upkeep here, 52, pretty early on. TC, plenty of consumables.
Countered expansion again. DK
Okay.
finally level 3. It took him 11 minutes or so. Hurry up the vitality. Nice. What's the item here? Ah, still up for grabs. Invul Potion. One of the best you can get for sure.
DK's progress not too impressive, but the Lich is basically level 3.
Yeah.
Dark Ranger level 2, so there, Happy is looking good. Skeleton scouting continues. I think only now actually he's seeing this expansion, but it's kind of predictable.
Yeah, after this one fight in the north. Yeah, Happy must expect it, otherwise he wouldn't go for a counter expansion. You don't need to be ahead in with bases as Undead. Just need to catch up. Or destroy.
Level 3 on the Shadow now. Finding the robe. That's, oh my god, he's got so much mana. Holy Christ.
570. Here we go.
Mana potions along with this would go very well together.
Yes. Very rare though to see that during a fight that they drop the items and use the potion then. Happy has his eyes on the left-hand side of the map, trying to get this fight now. Statue again immediately taken out. Oh, that stun was nice, not preventing the coil.
Cash got the big army, but he has nothing against these Banshees. No dispel at all. Once again, the TC coming in with the Stomp, but decent splitting against it, I guess. One of the win against the Blade Master to keep the damage low. Nice invis on the TC as well, making use of his items here once again with that invul potion. Can follow it up with a heal potion. He's pushing back the undead. His damage is lowered by the curse, but seems to be still good enough.
Boy, Cash, man. Can he survive? Oh, the Dark Ranger needs a call. He stuns the DK as well. There is no call. The Hex follows this up. Dark Ranger dead. No disable anymore. Next in line, Lich, Fiend, Death Knight. Doesn't really know. Ensnare's flying. Grunt survives. Your next kill for Cash. Moving forward, this is insane. Kodo Beast about to eat as well as 2 more ensnares.
Happy here, hanging on with the few things that he has. Lich out of mana. DK has a few coils to use, but with no Nova being in the equation, it's pretty easy to play against this to keep your units alive. One more unit will die. Level 3 for the Lich. More mana, but not enough for another Nova.
Stun.
DK in problems. Is there a Hex ready? No, there's not.
Oh, but an ensnare. He can reach for the invul. But the Lich now, there is one more ensnare. He's aiming for it. Misses the critical strike. Misses again. Misses again. These Banshees.
But Cash still at 66. TC gets a new scroll of healing. He's almost level 3 on the TC. He's basically there.
Oh, and it's time to slaughter some acolytes here. And snare again. Big heal potion use. Will he switch the target again? Miss, miss, miss. You see the curse? It's insane. Misses the crit again. He was lucky with his items, but certainly not with the hits. Now, here we go.
Legend trouble again. Still no TP. Has to run to the shop. Has to buy a new TP. He's got the money for it.
Oh, he blocks himself with a blade. He could be there in time. Town portal now. Little miss micro by Cash, and that could cost him the game in the long run. So far, he's alive. TC level 3 now. He's not TPing out. Lich survives without it, but he's losing more. He's losing more and more and more. 23 supply difference.
The next statue's getting taken out as well. But Happy, he needs mana, he needs potions from the shop, losing more and more units. It's once again only the heroes against everything.
And so many consumables for Cash, aiming for that DK once again. There is a TP, actually has 2 TPs. How rare to see that. Stun, hitting all 3 heroes. Is the damage enough? He needs another Hex. Nope, it's...
Cash is basically out of mana though.
Yeah.
Up by 26 supply, but no mana.
There's no need to break this game, or to break Happy now. He can comfortably go back. The Kodos have devoured, maybe do some damage to the acolytes or buildings or whatever, and then get the F out, mana up, and try again.
The damage here for Happy still isn't too high. Once again, aiming for the DK. Call coming in as the Blade Master. TP has to be used.
Oh man, this is so much time for Cash now to do damage to the expansion. The Orc in a phenomenal situation. There's an invul potion on the ground, which is not the best thing here also. Is he getting nervous now? The headhunters are blocking the raiders. He couldn't do the damage that he wanted to. Also, he couldn't pass the invul potion as fast as he wanted to. Shadowhunter should be super safe. He's getting the DK in the back. Oh my god! Happy taps out again! And it's match points for the Orc. It could be an all mTw miracle here in Berlin.
The upsets keep happening.
It's unbelievable.
What is going on today?
This is seriously unbelievable. Hawk winning 3-1 against Enter 3 maps in a row. Check defeating Foggy. And now Happy, the outstanding undead from Europe, is facing elimination. This is tough, man. This is really tough. Cash has match points.
It's gonna be the next upset, really. Happy and Foggy, this was the finally we were kind of expecting, but it's turning out completely differently with the Cash in killer shape.
In many people's heads, man, this finale, Foggy versus Happy, was set in stone.
I think we can go ahead with our next game.
I think so
What
too.
about Happy? Is he surprised about this?
Certainly.
Cash, man. Cash is looking so strong. Happy, it's not like he's playing bad, but he's just making 1 or 2 mistakes. And that's it. Kind of. Not passing the TP in the last game cost him so much.
Yeah.
Also, the Lich, I guess, was a little bit out of position, suddenly in a surround.
Yeah.
But also, Cash realizing, whoa, that's a bad position. I'm going to pounce on that right away.
Cash's combos were really good today.
Yeah.
Stomp, End Snare, Hex, all that disable in one. Use that in the perfect moment to disable the coils or whatever, some consumables. Cash is on fire, and he's one map away from the semi-final against Lucifer. Happy versus Cash, map number 4, decision time? Question mark, or we go full distance. This is Concealed Hills. With these two players here. Happy in the left, Cash in the right. 2-1 for the underdog. Happy, of course, starting in the upper right. Has an undead once again. Cash in the bottom left. We saw 3 Blade Masters here. Never change the running system, right? Or do you want to go faster here now?
I don't think so. Cash also really isn't a Farseer player. I say that as a guy who has been destroyed by his Farseer TC plenty of times on ladder.
That was a lot of fun casting that game, by the way.
Thank you, Neo. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, Blade Master it is. And did you see Happy's build? He is falling back to olden days. This is a fast fiend build. Late hero. Something I haven't seen him do in a really long time. Could be map specific, of course, but if you want to play it map specifically, then you would definitely want this creep route on Last Refuge. Last Refuge is like the worst for fast DK creeping. Here on Concealed, it's okay, but yeah, it's gonna be faster fiend, it's gonna be reliable creeping for Happy, but it's gonna be a slower tech. It's gonna be a Blade Master for the first 3 minutes, able to do whatever he wants. But then again, he's only gonna have 1 grunt. He's not going to be able to do too much.
Exactly, there's not too much to do early on Concealed Hills. Of course you can go for the crabs, of course you can go for this orange spot, but it's all not too easy, I would say. So maybe it is the right call by Happy to do that here.
Players' forces are
And I mean, he was super successful with the strategy for a long time. Yeah. The fast fiends. As I said, it has drawbacks, especially the tech. The tech is the biggest one, because Undead relies absolutely on tier 3 in this matchup, and in every other matchup as well. And you want to be able to get the orb out quickly and then contest the creeping. If the orc heroes get super high level with that expansion, with all that supply, it's extremely hard to deal with.
Okay, creeping starts. Blade Master's taking a little more damage than he should. Usually you only want to take 400. So the Self is doing the rest, but I guess if he drops the circlet, it's all fine and dandy. Only now the Death Knight is leaving his altar, but the Fiends are already there. Here's the first one, second one is ready. So how fast is this creeping? And the big question is Tome of Experience or not here at the crab. He's just ignoring it.
Okay.
Expecting Happy at the turtle?
He has not seen at all what Happy's doing yet. He's unaware of the opening. He's gonna find out soon, of course. Won't find him at the turtle, but the Blade Master could get his own level 2 there if he just snipes that item. That's pretty nice. If he's lucky, he's gonna find some slippers as well. I'm gonna make the level up for the DK harder to achieve.
A player's forces are under attack.
Cloak. Not the best one, but yeah.
A town is
Next
under siege.
ghoul for more lumber, as you only have 2 with this build. Into tech. How fast is the tech for Cash? Ooh.
Yeah. It's of course quite a bit faster. This is the Fiend opening. DK actually investing the 1 coil. Senses that the Blade Master is near, but can't go for the next one. And I think that, yeah, that does keep him from level 2.
Wow, that was so important by Cash again. These tiny little moments seem to go in his favor all the time here.
But if Happy goes to the crab camp, it is pretty much impossible
Yeah, he can
to
snipe
steal
those
every
in.
single one of those with a Blade Master.
No.
But he is, yeah, coming in here earlier.
Lots of skeletons on the ground as well. Is Grunt really doing too much? Should he stay here?
Where should he go?
You doing a Clash reference? Wow.
That's a nice song. Oh, but again, he's getting so much done with his Blade Master. He's slowing down Happy immensely. And when the Undead is going fast, Fiends, where he can creep fast, you would like to go aggressively and slow him down indeed, as he is doing. Fiend's still low, more Windwalks to use, but the coil is cooling down. Should be ready again in a second, but now the DK is drawing. Oh, surround!
What a block by the Blade Master! Perfect movement by Cash. He used so many coils. He doesn't have anything anymore. And now, as you said, plenty of Windwalk. Can he kill the DK right away? Not committing to the base.
Dude, Cash is playing this so well, it's insane. He's playing this so freaking well.
This is basically a perfect play this way.
I think there was a slight mistake in Happy's creep out. I think he should have gone for New Reds of Necromancy and then go to the green camp, to the Spider Crab,
Yeah, this one here.
where, you know, even if 1 or 2 get stolen, you still get the level up. Because when you're stuck on level 1 DK, it feels really bad. You rely on that aura heavily. Blade Master coming in again. There's no Narrow Tower here, but tier 2 is finishing. Health Potion should be ready in a second. Has to go for it.
No dust. That's a big investment. 150 gold is revealed now. But no nuke possible. He needs those coils.
Yeah, no heal cells anymore
Defensively.
for the Blade Master, though. He could heal at the fountain, but that means you're doing nothing in the meantime.
I should go for the crabs or something with that damage.
Pick up the Shadow now.
Ooh, sweet. That's some healing for him. Tier 3 on the way. Happy did not start tier 3 yet. He's going Lich into Slaughterhouse into tier 3.
Yep.
That is such a late Orb of Corruption and Destroyer and third hero.
Absolutely. It's super late. Cash getting the advantage in the early game. That doesn't have to be the end. We've seen Happy fighting back from disadvantages.
Yeah, he needs to rely on this strong late game micro. It's a good game plan by Cash to try to disturb Happy's plans and not let him get to this late game composition where he shines with his micro. Or Hex so he can't coil, so the last one goes to Cash. Sentry wards again.
Lich
Players'
is
forces are under attack.
out now. Frost Armor is going to protect him. One more kill for the DK level 2. My goodness, how much he's been slowed down here.
7 minutes or something.
Can the Blade Master steal those lasted as well?
Both so hard.
Yeah, hard to do against the inner fire especially.
Reveal.
Okay. Happy will get this. But how long did this take?
Oh, that's the clock. 7 minutes. That's insane.
Outrageously late level 2.
Blade Master can easily heal up now. Tier 3 is about to be finished. War Mill ready as well.
A player's forces are under attack.
And the big upgrade for the Orc. You can creep this in the middle so easily with Ensnare, thanks to Hex. And that's the biggest item on the map and so much experience.
Happy knows about this possibility, of course. Skeleton sees it for him, but he's too far away to do anything about this. This will be the sickest last hit ever from the skeleton, but not gonna be allowed. What's the big item?
Poker Flames for the TC. Decent, I guess. Blade.
No way, dude. Don't do this.
Whoa.
After how you've just played, please not.
Playing with fire. This does happen to pros from time to time, so risky. Death Knight level 2.5. This should be a very late Temple of the Damned then also, right?
Yeah. Seems like Happy tends to go for it when he's at 50 already and then adding in the later transition. Shadowhunter's progress though also not the fastest. Only gonna be hitting level 2 here in a second.
Also very hurt, like both of them. 3-2 upgrades, great. Not going for an invul yet, it is available. Sending the Blade Master out alone with that longer Windwalk duration.
Oh, we can get the lock on. This would be absolutely massive. But there's detection.
Yeah, so good.
There's Nova as well. Otherwise, Blade Master could be really annoying here. With that though,
still
he's
is.
dropping lower still. He's dropping lower still. Nova hits him. Coil will be kept.
With that, the Lich
forces are under
gets it
attack.
at the big invul for the DK. But more time for TC and SH. Home turf advantage. Is it a thing in Warcraft 3, really? Warsong Battle Drums. Torrent Totem. Torrent Totem way
yeah.
before
Absolutely.
the temple.
Very early on this time around.
Just checking House of Destroyer upgrade now.
Yeah,
Pit Lord this time. So maybe it's not Banshees after all.
Players' forces are under attack.
Pit Lord, you kind of want to try to get a big advantage early on. If this goes super late and you don't have anything against the high level TC in forms of silence, it's very hard to deal with.
And he already has the solution to the Pit Lord on the way with Dispel on the Walkers.
Howl is low cooldown though, and it's hard to dispel everything with a disenchant.
Yeah.
He's going to be low on dispels for a long time before he has a big army. Lots of walkers. Level 3 finally on the DK. Finding some tankiness here with the talisman.
I don't even know what would be the bigger upside. Like check beating Foggy or Cash beating Happy. Both unthinkable for this tournament.
Greater healing for the TC. Very nice. Anything to keep those frontliners alive.
Forces are
SH though, not level 3 yet. That's a big problem. Is this camp even enough?
I don't think so. Not if he's not taking it solo. But
Yeah.
50.
Ooh,
close.
that's
Big
not
total.
good. The Shadow Hunter is weak on level 2. This Pit Lord is a 1-point wonder.
Yeah.
Even fighting in the opponent's base, this could be a good engagement for Happy.
So smart to go for that pit lord push. I think Cash did not expect this. Choke also not the greatest here for him. Not too many headhunters yet. Blade Master has the orb.
No invul though.
Yeah, that's a problem indeed. The Beastery really not allowed to fall, but Cash is not doing anything in the meantime. Waiting for the next Berserker. For the upgrade, to be precise. And the Beastery is down. No more Raiders, no more Kodos.
Happy moving forward, not diving too deep, taking out one building after the next.
Haven't seen a Howl of Terror yet. Full mana on everything. All of a sudden, Happy's in a good position again.
When is Cash gonna go in? At one point he has to.
Yeah.
What's he waiting for?
Can't lose all the production buildings, that's for sure. And Snare wants to get the Pit Lord gone.
But this choke is so bad for him.
Yeah.
How is he gonna get in there with all the grunts?
It's just so perfect. Realizing how narrow this is here.
Yeah.
He can't do anything. He's trying to flank and backstep, but that's too easy. No repair.
Now he's going through a little bottleneck. And here we go, finally in a better position now. No Howl coming in yet. Certainly a little bit late with this. The first Fiend getting focused and almost taken out. So the Pit Lord is super low and he's getting hexed on the DK and the Pit Lord actually falls. The Destroyer was there for the Dispel, but he didn't use it in time.
Okay, there's still a little block here. Grunt not doing anything. First one in the ground falls to Destroyer in the air. Needs that magic damage against the Grunts. He can only buy Grunts back, mind you. No Beastery anymore. This is a stall against the Grunts. But finally level 3 and Happy TP's out. But that will prevent an expansion for a long time for Cash. Oh, the Beastery is back in the...
Oh, nice.
Nice.
He set it up early again. That's pretty cool. So overall, I guess a pretty even trade, right? Oh, but in the meantime, top left.
Yeah, just... Oh, yeah. Distract push. True.
Players' forces are under attack.
But... Oh. This is interesting. This is the second best item on the map. Plus a fountain. But Happy is ready to pounce. Without the Pit Lord though? Oh, he got it back.
Was only level 1, should be back soon. The Zoe Mask again.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He doesn't have the time. Okay, he does have the time to switch it over to the Shadow. But here comes Happy, grabbing a big chunk of the experience here. That's level 3 ledge.
Sort of speed. Just a better way though.
Okay.
Raider was trying to last it with the ensnare, but it doesn't work like that.
More Acolytes making his way over. Statue still. No
Players'
temple.
forces are under
No
attack.
sign for a temple. Do we have a walker? Yes. One is ready. This position though could be pretty problematic for Cash. Like Happy can do this again, right?
I don't think he's going to though. I mean, it turned out to be mostly a distraction push. Now he's got the expansion running. I think the only reason Happy is going to see to be aggressive again is if there's a tiny Great Hall, but that seems to be far away.
I think so too.
Invul on the Pit Lord would be a very wise idea. I think we saw him earlier getting focused again with that great hero kill instinct that Cash was showing with a perfectly timed hex.
It's time for a fight here. Shadowhunter a little exposed. Nova to the front line. Gets rid of a Raider. Statue falling in the back. That stomp again. DPS dropped so hard.
Going for the Headhunters next. When they die, these
my
destroyers can basically do what they want. Massive Nova's hitting them. Only 2 Berserkers are left. The Kodo in the middle of everything. Heal wave coming through. But it's not enough. The Kodo gets taken out. Big damage drop. There's still Howl of Terror on everything. Another stomp coming in, but only level 1. That was the last stomp as well. One destroyer still up in the air. And more statues coming in. So many more units for Happy with all this economy.
Such a sick fight for Happy thus far. Getting rid of like what? 15 supply. Level 4 on the Death Knight. The next walker's about to fall. Trying to save himself with the Ethereal Fork. Destroyer finally taken out. But he soaked up a lot of damage. Shadowhunter in trouble. Has to heal himself, but there's no mana. Trying to run away. TC, can he stomp once again? No, there's no mana. Everything is super low for Cash, and he has an expansion against himself. Shadowhunter could be coiled. But he's getting away. Next destroyer. Oh, he's moving back. Focusing with the Lich.
There's
Here
a
comes the
coil.
coil, and no rescue. Shadowhunter dies.
And now Cash, man, he has to run. This Aura's helping him out with the movement speed, but of course the DK's fast as well, along with the rest of the army, but Happy is gonna give up on that chase. He's satisfied. There's no reason for him to overdo it. He's got the expansion still running. He doesn't exactly know whether Cash has an expansion of his own, but we know that's not the case.
Second Slaughterhouse, Ghoul transition again for Happy. So much gold now. Skeletons confirmed. There is nothing that he can do. He can't push. His army is too weak. He needs to wait, but the longer he waits, the stronger Happy becomes.
Yeah, very fortified, or fairly, I should say, fortified now with the narrow tower there soon as well. Cash still trying to get back up to 50. This already was kind of an all-in attempt moving north. Maybe he's got one more shot, but it's gonna be so hard.
Yeah, he needs a speed scroll. I don't even know if he has one on the... No speed scroll.
A player's forces are under attack.
For a raider drive-by, it's not too many raiders, and without a speed scroll, you can scratch that entirely. Level 3 pit lord all of a sudden. He killed so much.
Yeah.
Happy is making sure that he's not losing any heroes here. Has a mana potion on the DK, has an invo potion and a heal potion on the Lich, and getting the dragon finally.
Creeping this big camp for plenty of experience and a big item, and at the same time keeping the expansion safe. Blade Master shows himself a little bit early here. Won't get the statue, has to back up, still no invo for him. Happy, plays it safe, falling back further. Cash will have to fight the fight of a lifetime.
Player's forces are
He
under
is
attack.
expanding at the top of this, or long distance mining at least. Trying to get a little more resource in as he has enough lumber to maybe finance a healed self or something.
20 supply difference.
And Happy's heroes are not bad either.
Nope. If this TC can get level 3 and then stomp over and over perfectly, maybe. But he's not level 3 yet.
And it's very hard to
Player's
find experience
forces are
now.
under attack.
Happy kind of baiting the fight. He wants almost Cash to come in here.
Dragon is gone, Boots of Kalthalas, Raider falls immediately. He has to go for a hero killer, but there's 4 destroyers in the air. It's ridiculous. He's not even dispelling the Spirit Link here. That stomp was epic, but what does it change? Kodo falls, level up for the Lich, level 4. He's picking up these headhunters like crazy. Even Bad Rider's coming in.
Too much.
But way too much. Okay, boys, for the first time in this tournament, we go full distance. 2-2, boys and girls, of course.
Nice.
Finally, for the final match of the day, we go full distance. And what a back and forth this is between them.
Yeah, also in the games themselves. Like there again, this time around, Cash gets the advantage. Again, kind of. But Happy fights back once more and also changes up his style. Pit Lord, something we don't see so much. Lucifer is kind of the only guy who plays it regularly. But here, showing his strength. The 1-point wonder of him is so strong. Like 30% damage reduction for a late game hero on level 1 is amazing. And even there, I mean, it was very well played by Hap, but there was a bit of room for improvement. First, Howl was late. He lost the Pit Lord when he could have dispelled against the Hex, but still Cash. His killer instinct is absolutely on.
Yeah, but Happy was kind of forced into the situation, right? I don't know if he wanted to go for the Pit Lord, but everything was so late that he had no time for the Temple of the Damned. So he knows he needs some damage mitigation, and then, oh, I'm a little further behind. I can't wait for my Banshee tech to finish. So Pit Lord, boom, fight the fighting position in the south at Cash's base, man. Strike of genius.
All right. We go in game, guys.
Decision time. Full distance, game 5. It's Happy versus Cash. Either the favorite, the one player who's not signed for mTw survives, or we have yet another miracle here in Berlin. We go onto Amazonia.
If there's ever a map to be aggressive on, it's this one. It's short distances. You're gonna easily know where your opponent is at if your Blade Master scouting is even remotely on point, which of course it will be, because this is Cash. And there has been a surprising amount of success here with this aggression that the Orc played on certain maps.
Look at the Orc Altar of Storms for the very first time in this series. It took us 5 maps, but welcome, Farseer.
All right. Happy switching it up with the Pit Lord last game. Now it's Cash's turn.
Smaller map,
Yeah.
faster aggression. That's what the Farseer is all about.
And the lightning shield creep,
Yes.
which we see most of the time nowadays.
Instant level 2 into chain lightning, go into the undead base, see how well it's defended. Maybe you can go for the wolves into the acolytes or use chain lightning with a little bit of a follow-up. Definitely potential for echo damage for Cash.
And once again, the fast fiend late hero build order by Happy. Sticking with that now. Base layout wise, by the way, he can't wall off the Haunted Goldmine because the tomb is not in the right position for this. Against the Blade Master could be problematic. Also against level 2 wolves, but level 1 wolves can slip by anyways, I guess. Here's that lightning shield creep, which we were certainly expecting. And a quick level 2 with that as well.
So again, shouldn't deny, here comes some purges, so the wolves aren't too good. Oh, lightning shield here on the rope now. That's not what you want. A taste of his own medicine, I guess.
Nothing denied, everything good. One more kill for level 2. A skeleton would do it, or of course, one of the little apprentice wizards.
Happy was scouting in the middle with the fiend to check if Cash is coming over right away.
Yeah, and he's apparently trying to creep that camp. No, not trying to creep that camp. Going for his own lightning shield creep. Here we go. I'm seeing more and more of that. Very effective if you can use it well, and hopefully not deny. And that's the coil to make sure. And there could very well be a Blade Master, of course, on this map. He doesn't know that yet. He doesn't know about this Farseer yet. But he's going to reveal himself in just a moment.
As he's storming into Happy space, there's no tech yet. Sees the wolves now. Will he build another acolyte? Everything that Cash is doing now delays the tech, I think.
One wolf kill for level 2. Cash is aware of this. Doesn't want to give him away for free. There's the resummon, but acolyte's not being taken out. Here comes the tech now.
40%. Advantage for Cash. Of course, with the Farseer you can tech a little faster. But what now? 2 fiends, bunch of skeletons, Farseer squishy. You don't really want to use chain lightning against skeletons or fiends.
And quite a bit of damage on the Farseer, but yeah, there's still a single heal cell left.
Can he prevent level 3? That would be so sick. Level 2.
Gonna be hard to do here though. Still plenty of small creeps around. But he can certainly keep Happy busy here. He can certainly keep him away from level 3 for a long time.
Yeah, Farseer level's really not that important. Of course, it's a nice upgrade. It's nice to have, but it's not essential as it is with a Heal Wave 2 or Storm 2 or Coil 2 or Nova 2.
Absolutely. When the Farseer hits level 3 early, the wolves are pretty good in the early and mid game. But in the late game, they're like, okay. And on level 4, he's also not too impressive. If he hits level 5 for the invisibility wolves, those can be very impressive.
I'm becoming more and more a fan of Chain Lightning, but I think I'm the only one.
Again, a Fiend's around. He gets it again. One of the Fiends, though, wolves, excuse me, is extremely hurt. There is no coil. Chain Lightning should be the kill. Did he already use it?
Going for it. Zap! That's the Fiend kill, saving this grunt with a speed scroll. Cash with a good early game. Now he's out of mana. Needs to get back. There is a clarity, so he can use that.
Well done again. Finds that Fiend kill. And also slows down the DK. This is important. When you're playing this hero matchup, you don't want to be in a 4-4 scenario, meaning that you have 4-4 heroes, and so does your opponent. But the second hero coming is the TC, and he certainly scales well with levels.
Yeah. And early Warmill as well. What does this mean? Reinforced defenses early. Oh, nice block on this grunt.
That's going to find the kill here now as well. Invests the coil. Perhaps a little unnecessary, but gets the kill regardless. Lin used to play this strategy quite a lot against Undead in the past. Farseer opening, TC follow-up, and then early tier 2 expansion. This is not exactly the easiest map for this, though. Hard camp to creep is the gold mine, and the expansion is very close to your opponent at all times. Having lost the grunt now, of course, doesn't help with that either. TC is coming from the main.
And another grunt is hurt. Lich is still in the altar for a bit, so maybe he can take this now. It would be a big steal if he gets the tax mask, but I doubt that he has the damage for it. 33 supply for Happy. Slaughterhouse now, again with the late tier 3 tech.
Alright. That's gonna have early statues with that. Can contest the map pretty well. Sometimes you see Wind Rider masses with this strategy, but that's usually more of a ladder thing. It doesn't work on the highest level normally. And we don't see Wind Riders, right? No. Raiders it is instead.
Against 4 Fiends, that doesn't really do too much. TC trying, faking the stomp. Little back and forth here.
DK is trying to coil through the forest, but
whoa, that would be a nice move by Happy.
his little disguised agent, the skeleton, was taken out, so he didn't have the vision
So coil
anymore.
or what? No. TC gets it. Ring of Protection is also super nice for him. He looks super bulky, but isn't the tankiest hero and on level 1, so the ring helps. Whoa,
No.
one Raider into Headhunter into Kodo.
Players' forces are under attack.
Okay. But no expansion still at all. As I say it, one peon is moving out this way. May very well be the expansion timing now. Coming up soon. Happy still pretty far away from the tier 3. He doesn't exactly want to fight just yet.
Not without Orb, that's for sure. Level 3 Farseer, no level 2 TC. This illusion scouts the creep, and you can be there in no time thanks to the Unholy Aura. Or Happy opens up his own expansion.
Yeah.
Big consumable,
Oh, this
the ability to
illusion.
counter expand.
This illusion is actually so good for him. It's slowing Cash down as well. It revealed his expansion attempt if he saw the peon. And it's also giving him the vision, making him realize that it's safe to creep down in the south. Now Happy is taking this camp. And Cash is like not getting much accomplished at the moment.
That is level 3. Potion of Greater Mana, of course. Oh, it's the series turning its back on Cash. He had the lead twice. So much pressure now, of course.
So we're creeping on the TC. He's level 2 already. He's getting closer to level 3. 2.5 now as he finishes this camp. And the peon at this point certainly must have been seen by this illusion.
Yeah.
And the expansion that is to follow. But it's an orc expansion. Takes a very long time, 2.5 minutes. There's plenty of time to try to go for a cancel.
Here comes the backstab, but without the TC, it's only the Farseer. Little bit of a lightning shield in a good position, trying to snipe out the statue. It would be a big loss, even though he has 2, doesn't want to use all that mana on it. And yeah, of course, can't be coiled. There's no destroyer thing here, and the rest of the army is coming in as well. Forces the town portal. Lightning shield still running. There's gonna be good damage as well in the main.
Players' forces are under attack.
Oh, now it expires. So tons of damage done, but no kills.
Yeah. The item, what was the item? Sold it.
Level 3 for the TC.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That was a nice find in the bottom right there. Still no tier 3.
And also that TP forced means that if Happy wants to go north now, cancel the expo, he probably has to buy another TP.
Yeah.
To get out of there then. That's expensive. He does have the money for it though. He's right next to the shop. Not going for it.
Taking the risk. And a little bit more experience. He's not too close to any big level ups.
Attack.
Doesn't have a third hero yet, by the way.
Yeah. Everything is late again. Is it a Pit Lord once more? Destroyer upgrade before that. Ghouls are coming in without Frenzy.
Expo still taking a long time to finish.
Happy will be maxed out at 50. It's the Pit Lord again.
Whoa.
Oh.
Against this TC. It's already level 3. Okay. Is this the all-in push that decides this series? Destroyers being morphed.
But there are quite a few headhunters already, but what else is there to stop destroyers?
Scroll of speed. In we go. He's looking for the end stage. He's looking for the devours. Second Kodo Beast coming in. 57 supply for Cash against the Ford. 54 for Happy. Pit Lord was out of position before. Scroll of speed is over, and now it's Happy's time to go in again. TC. No stomps yet, but he's going into the perfect position right next to all of those fiends. Hits 4 of them amazingly well. TC doesn't have an invul though. He has nothing here to keep himself alive with, really. But he's lining up the next stomp. It's ready.
There is a TP, of course, but that's it. The illusion soaks up some damage. Destroyer dispels against the wolves. Coil Nova execute. Happy plays this very careful. Not overextending with this Pit Lord.
Greater mana being used right there. Oh my god, there's so much more healing from the DK.
Yeah. What can the TC do? How long will the TC survive? He's aiming for another stun. Cancels it. 2 destroyers now. Raider falls again. He's getting so many kills. Can he get the Pit Lord somehow? No, no, no. Has to abandon this. No range really, and the coil is there.
Yeah, exactly. Coil finds the pit lord, heals him up, but how's he gonna heal the TC up? He doesn't even have heal cells. And now I think he's too low to go in again.
I think so too. He can't go for any potions, it's too far away. Scroll the beast, maybe stun comes in, but there's no damage. There's almost no damage, and the coil arrives. TC is out, there's no stun anymore. Cash is losing unit after unit after unit after unit. Happy has supplied to TC. Move to the left-hand side.
Oh my god.
Almost dying. One hit and he's dead. Kodo falls and the Fiend is dead. Happy is chewing through this. Chain Lightning comes in, but maybe a little late. Another Raider falls, another Grunt falls. The miracle is not happening as Happy struggles but doesn't fall. It's still the Emperor versus mTw.
Had to work hard for that, though. Cash brought him to the very edge. The Orc player from Russia, with one hell of a performance.
Indeed.
As you said, taking the lead twice, and was so close to winning this one.
Was the Farseer a mistake, or was it the right call on this map? Was Happy's... Like, it seemed like Cash was super prepared for Happy's normal play with the Ted build and Dark Ranger. But once he mixed it up and threw the Pit Lord in his way, no real solution anymore.
Yeah, and that last game especially, like when you play tier 2 versus tier 3, you have to have that economic advantage. And the expansion was so late. It was so extremely late. Maybe it had to do with the grunt loss. Maybe he was banking on that to not die, and then he can creep up the natural earlier. But if you want to play that strat, is that the best map to do it on? So small, exposed so hard.
But all shoutouts to Cash. I think first time in years that he took 2 maps off of Happy in a very convincing fashion as well. Could have won that series. It was at the end toe-to-toe, especially map 4, really close. And yeah, so we have the semifinals for tomorrow. Gonna continue again at 1 p.m. CEST. Here, live from Berlin. We have, in the upper part of the bracket, Hawk versus Czech. And in the lower part, we have an Undead Mirror. Happy versus Lucifer. Who's the best Undead Mirror player outside of China? Is the question there, most likely.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting for tomorrow. Are the upsets going to continue? Especially Foggy dropping out. I guess in the end, it turns out to be our only upset, but it was really close.
Enter had a good performance. Cash had a real good performance. And yeah, Czech surprising us all by defeating Cash. That was not to be expected. Yeah, cool semifinals, man. Looking forward to that. Best of 5, of course, all the way. And then afterwards, the best of 7 grand final. Packed program here at the mTw Legendary Cup, powered by Thermaltake. Check out their website because they make all of this possible.